Hello and welcome to the season finale of Season 2 here on Sports Talk Live. Thanks for joining us again. Now, even though it is our season finale, we want you to continue to give us your input on what you want to hear on Sports Talk Live because, don't worry, we'll be back next semester for Season 3. Today we're going to discuss Westchester basketball, so let's start off with the men, guys.
Before this past weekend, the men sat with a 2-2 overall record. Heading into PSAC play, the men hosted Cal on Saturday. We actually have highlights from that game, so let's take a look.
Westchester versus Cal. It was all Westchester in the first half. Here's Tim Flecken knocking down the three-pointer. He had the hot hand, and Westchester went into the half with the lead. Now fast forwarding to late in the second half, Cal's making a comeback. They're going to tie the game at 69. Westchester looking to get back on top. Pass down low to Corey Blake. He's going to get the lay-in. Westchester back up by 3. Now it's the final minute of play. We got Carl Johnson. He didn't play much in the first half, but he really made a difference in the second. He's going to run the isolation, trying to get to the basket. He can't do it, but he hits the jumper. Westchester goes up by 5. Now here's Cal trying to get another quick basket. Can they do it? Yeah, they get the lay-in. Now it's a 3-point ball game. Corey Blake's got to make 1 of 2 to make it a 2-possession game. He misses the first foul shot. He's got to make the second. Can he do it? Yes, he does. Now Cal trying to make a last-ditch effort, trying to make the 3. They missed, but get the offensive rebound. Harley Wilson with a nice defensive play. Westchester goes on to win, 83-78. We met up with John Breeden after the game. Let's take a look.
I'm here with John Breeden. Today you entered conference play, getting your first win on your belt. How important was that?
Well, to start off for PSAC play, you always want to start off on a good note. So today was a good win, especially like payback because we lost to them last year, and it was actually the same situation. We were up big, and they came back and they did the same thing today, but we were able to hold it strong and get the lead back.
Right. You and Carl Johnson really stepped up in the second half. What was the game plan to keep control of Cal University today?
Well, the game plan was to take care of the ball, rebound defense, play good defense, and get stops. We didn't execute that well. So down the stretch, Carl and I had to pick it up, and we actually got the rebounds at the end that we needed. But really, it was our fault while the game came back down and got close. We had an 11-point lead, we kind of blew the lead. So when things like that break down, the seniors have to step up and make plays.
Right. Well, tomorrow you play IUP, and last time you played them, you hit that game-winning buzzer beater. So how excited are you to play them again?
Well, hopefully this time it doesn't come down to it. And we handled them early, so it won't have to happen. But if that happens again, I'm definitely taking a shot.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, as you can see, we added a new face to the SDL team. Thanks, Cortland, for that great interview. So the men start off strong, defeating Cal. Taylor, how do we break down Sunday's game versus IUP?
Well, guys, IUP ended up defeating Westchester 71-52, and even though Corey Blake scored 14 points and led the way, in the second half it was just too much for us. They grinded the game out, and they ended up beating us by 19.
Yeah, you're right. IUP just looked like the better team overall, and on top of that, they had a guy who was 7'3", so
Wow.
they really used their size just to overpower Westchester.
Well, I think the men are going to be able to bounce back. They play Mansfield at home on Saturday, so hopefully they can get another win. But let's move from the men and talk about the women's basketball team.
The women also began PSAC play on Saturday against Cal. They didn't fare as well, though, as they lost to the Vulcans 78-66. Fortunately, our field reporter, Cortland Bragg, had a chance to meet up with some of the Lady Rams after the game.
Hello, my name is Cortland Bragg, and I'm here with Alexandria Lennon. Alex, how do you feel about being an all-time leader in blocks here at Westchester University?
It's definitely an accomplishment. I'm grateful to have teammates around me that have propelled me to be able to, be the all-time leading shot blocker from Westchester. But at the same time, it's difficult because I know coming in as a freshman, it was really hard for me not to go after every single block. I learned and have been disciplined enough from Coach Key that, sometimes it's not worth always getting a block shot. It's always about maybe altering the shot as opposed to, always getting that block. And going into the game, into the past couple games, I've been really lacking and, being real laid back. So my focus today was just to come out and be me. And Coach showed me welcome back today, and I was like, thank you, because I felt like I hadn't been myself. I wasn't, doing the things that I was supposed to do and that I was expected to do on my team, especially with starting 2 freshmen. It made me do more than I was used to as opposed to playing with Allison Hostetter and Jill Kiefer.
Okay. Thank you very much.
No problem.
We've caught up with freshman guard Jasmine Clark. Jasmine, how do you feel about hitting your first college buzzer beater?
Well, I didn't think it was going in at all, and I was very excited that I hit that 3 because I felt like it was like a team effort, and not me. I felt like my team had faith in me in making that shot.
Jasmine, being a leader on the court, how do you keep the team together being down against Cal today?
Talking and communicating and basically keeping each other up. Keeping our heads up made us keep us in the game and just fighting back, and yeah, that's fun.
Well, Jasmine, you had a very good game. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Cortland, for that interview. Moving on to the game versus IUP on Sunday, the Rams suffered another loss, 94-65. Guys, what seems to be the problem for our women's team?
Well, Riley, you're right. They really did struggle this weekend. One thing I did like, though, Jasmine Clark is continuing to play very well. She's got a lot of confidence for a freshman, so I really like that. Just one thing to note, Dallas Eli, our leading point scorer, and another freshman, she was out due to a concussion in both of those games, so I think when she comes back, it's really going to help us out.
Well, you're right, Brian. And another thing that we have to be aware of is that when they came into to play us, IUP was ranked 19th in the country. So coupling that without having our leading point scorer, we're going to have days like that. But moving forward, I like our young team, and I like where we're going to go.
Starting off outside the horns, let's look at last week's poll question. We asked, should players proven guilty of cheating be elected into the Hall of Fame? The audience said no with over 60% of the votes. This week, let's stay on the topic of baseball. The Phillies have had a lot of trade talk recently. What are your guys' thoughts on what the Phillies have done so far?
Well, we have to start with their most recent acquisition. They got Ben Revere from the Minnesota Twins, but they gave up Vance Worley and then a minor league pitcher. I personally love this trade. I think he fits in our lineup perfectly. What do you guys think?
For me, I was a big Vance, Vanimal, as they like to call him, like that kind of fan. So I'm going to miss him. I think it's a lot of young talent, him and another younger pitcher. But again, if he has a shot at being good, this new Ben Revere guy, then I think we should give him a shot.
You're talking just like a normal Phillies fan. Everyone liked Vance Worley, and so did I. But let's be realistic here. What do we have? We have a lot of starting pitching, and what do we not have? We don't have a center fielder. So I think Ben Revere really just fills what we need. On top of that, he had 40 stolen bases, batted just under 300. So the possibility of him taking that leadoff position, because Ron's getting up there in age.
Right.
But unfortunately, that's not really our only problem. We need a third baseman, and I know there's not too much out there, but we've been looking at Michael Young from Texas. What do you guys think about that?
I'm thrilled about this trade. I know he's getting up there in age, and it's a small ballpark, so that'll really help him. He can still do some damage. I just look at it, there's not really many more options other than him.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I mean, especially for how much we're getting him for, $5.5 million he made last year. So not crazy expensive, and at the end of the day, he's a professional hitter, so I'll take him every day of the week.
I agree with you guys completely. If we could pick him up, I'd like it. Now, I also heard those rumors that he's declining the trade because he's got that no trade clause.
Right.
So say we can't pick him up. Is there any more options out there, or should we, Galvis, Franzen, we still have to stick with them? What do you think?
I don't think Euclid, he'd be the only guy. I don't think he's worth the money, so I would say stick with Franzen and Galvis.
Right, I like Galvis a lot, and I think we should just stay in there. It's cheaper, and I think it makes more sense.
Well, we want to hear your thoughts on the recent Phillies trade. So, of course, that's going to be this week's poll question. What do you think about the Phillies trading Vance Worley and Trevor May for outfielder Ben Revere? Be sure to go to our website, sportstalklive.net, to cast your vote. Unfortunately, that's going to do it for Season 2 of Sports Talk Live. We'll be here next semester, same time and same place. Happy holidays, Westchester.